Hey guys, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new episode of my weekly gaming playlist series. We've made it to another Friday, so it's time for us to do a recap and do a little overview of the games I played this week. I'll let you guys know how I enjoyed them. Would love to hear your thoughts though, so if you guys have played any of the games I shared today, let me know what you thought of them. Maybe there was something you liked about them, maybe it was something you didn't enjoy about them. Always like to hear about the games you guys have been playing, as that gives me ideas of games to check out. And if you guys have a recommendation on a game you think I might enjoy, let me know. You guys have recommended some really good games over the years of me doing this series, so I really appreciate it. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. I've got two games to share with you guys this week, both that I've been playing on my Series X, and the first one here is the one that I've been playing for the last 3 weeks, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, and that is a game called Atomfall. Now this is a awesome first-person survival RPG, and I first heard about this game because of my good buddy Dean. He's got this channel, Vinny Corleone 62, his Escape to Gaming channel. Him and I have been friends for many years now, and last year is when they were talking about this game, and he's the one that actually started sending me trailers, and he started sending me little videos of people talking about previews of it, and it just looked like a really wonderful game. And he definitely knew that it was a game that I would enjoy, because he and I both enjoy games that play like Fallout, because this game does play similar to Fallout. Not exactly like a Fallout kind of game, but very close to it, and just a really enjoyable game. Now this game takes place in a alternate history in Britain in 1962. So it's after World War II, and it takes place in a fictional city that gets blocked off due to a catastrophic event happens at this place, and you play as a nameless character. He just wakes up in this world, and you're not really given a whole lot other than, hey, you gotta get out of here and tell people what's happened and figure out what's going on. So that's where the game takes place. I'll read you guys from the back. Northern England, 1962. A nuclear disaster has left an area of Britain in ruin. Atomfall is a new survival action game that sees you explore, scavenge, barter, and fight your way through the beautiful English countryside in search of answers. Encounter eccentric characters, deranged cults, and rogue government agencies as you seek to uncover the dark mystery of what really happened at the Windscale atom plant. So it's got a really cool story, it's got amazing graphics, good controls. Now there are a few glitches and a few bugs and issues that people have been encountering, some audio bugs and stuff. I really haven't encountered anything for the 30-some hours that I've played the game, but I do know other people have had that issue, and so Rebellion has been working on releasing patches. So there are more patches on the way, they said, as they're working through and testing and trying to fix issues that people encounter. So let's take a look at Atomfall. Hey friends, we're back with more Atomfall. Been having a lot of fun with this first-person survival RPG, a game I highly recommend you guys check out. Really awesome stuff. There's a lot of great options too here. You guys go to the accessibility menu, all kinds of things. You can change different colors for visuals, NPC color. You can adjust the HUD, how much you want on it. You can take care of camera stuff, controls assist, audio assist, and all kinds of things there. There's a lot of audio options. There's also a lot of controls, and there's a lot of game options. So it's really cool seeing that a lot of these modern games are having the same amount of options like you have on PC, because PC game obviously you have a ton of stuff to tweak. Now it's not as much as PC, but it's nice to see that consoles are starting to get a lot more options for you to adjust. I did want to real quick mention again, talking about the different play styles that Rebellion has available for you guys. So you have 5 different ones for 5 different play styles. They recommend the survival, where everything is kind of balanced as far as it goes to combat survival, but you can do anything from sightseer, so a low pressure mode for those who want to enjoy the narrative and exploration for Atomfall, so the absolute easiest there is. Investigator for players who like a unguided exploration, but prefer lighter survival and combat, so they don't help you with exploring the game as much, but they make the survival aspects less and combat really easy. Brawler, this is for somebody who wants to have a challenging combat, but a little less survival and a little less guided exploration. The classic Adamfall experience, a balance between combat and survival. This is what they recommend. This is what I'm playing it on, and this is the one I recommend. It's challenging, but it's not too difficult. And then for people who are a veteran of the game, you know, like you've played it a long time, harsh combat, consequences, gritty battle for survival. So that's for someone who wants the ultimate challenge of this game. And you can also customize it too. Adjust everything individually. All these different options, which I think is amazing. They've been doing it with a lot of their games, their Sniper Elite series and stuff, so that's something that's really cool. So we'll load up here. I'll show you guys some different stuff. Has really quick loading times too here on the Series X, which I love. Very quick here. You can see get right into the game, doesn't take very long. Has pretty good graphics here on my 4K TV. Now, obviously, they're not like the highest quality graphics because it's not a AAA game, but they still did a fantastic job with it. It's got really good voice acting. I really do like the character models. Music is good. Ambience is just good. And I just really enjoy how this game looks. So you have your main overall menu here where you can get into, like, there's a photo mode, how to play. You can save your game, which is up to 8 save slots. And I recommend using them as much as you can. You can see, guys, I've got over 19 hours in this game. I've actually got more, like a little over 20 some, but I've died and had to reload saves. So you have that. Get into the game menu here. You have a backpack. So you can carry 4 weapons at a time. Variety of melee weapons or guns. There's different kinds. There's like a shotgun. There's assault rifles. There's automatic submachine guns. There's all kinds of stuff like this axe. And then you can carry 12 items with you. You can never increase your backpack. What you have is what you have. It is what it is. You have to work within the limitations of that, which I think is great for the game. You also collect resources, which you can see at the top. It keeps track of how much ammo I have, and you can keep track of different crafting materials. And there is actually a skill for that to unlock to get more crafting stuff, which you can carry more of that, which I recommend getting. But this is as much as you can hold with your backpack. Now in the crafting section, this keeps track of all the craftable stuff you have. And now what's cool is when you start the game, you only know how to make bandages. That's it. There's nothing else to unlock. As you play through the game, you have to discover little manuals on how to unlock them. And there's variety of them like this. You'll find this burn salve. You'll find a combat stim. Now what's great about this game is multiple kinds of recipes. You'll find multiple copies of the recipes in different areas. Maybe you might buy it from a merchant. Maybe you might find it on the ground somewhere, which is really cool. You can also unlock upgrading weapons, which is cool, which they start out rusty, then there's a stock, and then you can also make them pristine, and you unlock that through the skills. Another thing that's cool too here is, obviously, here's the skills section. You have ranged combat, melee combat, survival, and conditioning. However, you only have the first slot in each one. The other two, which there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you actually have to find a skill manual that unlocks those abilities. Then you have to find training stimulants to then unlock them. So anything highlighted is one I've unlocked already, and I recommend doing this condition unlock. This heart rate rises slower and recovers faster, because when you're in combat and when you're running, when you're doing stuff, you start putting, you put pressure and exertion on your body and your heart, and so your heart rate will start beating faster, and it'll affect your stamina. So I recommend getting that. This one's good when you have low health regeneration. It's faster, and this one increases your maximum health, which is good. This one provides resistance to burning. There's a bleed one you can get. All kinds of great things here. Healing boost, resistance to radiation that's in the world. There's infection in the world. So there's different statuses that can happen to you, as well as you can adjust combat things to make yourself better in it. Survival, gunsmith is one I recommend, where you can upgrade weapons. Crafting supplies and ammo can carry more of those. Another useful skill I recommend getting. Disarming traps, because there are traps in the world for you to get, I recommend getting. Then your items are worth more in bartering, because in this world, you actually have to barter for stuff. There's no currency system, so there's no like bottle caps like you have in Fallout or money or anything like that. You have to trade goods for goods. Since this is a post-apocalyptic kind of area, you know, there are only so much supplies, so if you want something, you have to work for it. In your investigation here, this is where it keeps track of all the quests you go on, as well as you can find notes and stuff to read, which will tell you things. And sometimes when you find a random note somewhere, you might actually pick up a quest or something, which is cool. And then you have the overall maps of the different areas. So you have Casterfell Woods, Scathermore, Slattendale, the Interchange, and the village where I'm at. And there's all kinds of different things. And as you go through, it'll unlock different little waypoints and tell you, like, I found an outlaw camp there. Or if you find an opening somewhere, it'll put a highlight on there for you. All kinds of different things for you to explore. And that's what I say. Take your time. Don't rush through this game. You know, you don't want to just rush through it. Take your time and experience and enjoy the game. Which I've just been going slowly, not running through it, not doing quests too quickly. I've been just enjoying my time with the game. So all kinds of random civilians around. A lot of them you can't interact with. And you'll hear like the soldiers here will start saying the same lines and stuff. But there are certain characters, like here at this village shop, where you can actually talk to the characters. And sometimes you can get quests from them. This guy you can do is a merchant, so you can barter with him.
Hello again.
And there's actually a quest with him, which you can decide if you want to do the quest with this guy or not. But we'll just want to show you guys the barter part. So, let's say you want this grenade here. So, you'll give him
Not too interested in those.
a bandage, and then you want a grenade. So you can see, like, he doesn't really like bandages as much, so he wants something else. So maybe you want to give him this knife here. And it's still, he's saying it's not enough for the grenade. He values it more. So you got to add to it. Maybe you add this poison tonic. And then you can complete the trade here with him. And now it's in his inventory, and you can always trade back for it as well, which is cool.
Done and done.
So I just wanted to show you guys that's how...
So come back anytime. I might have something new for you.
That's how you do bartering. And just like he said, I'll come back, I might have something new. Their inventory changes randomly, so if you come visit him later on, he might have new stuff for you to discover, which is pretty sweet. Alright, my friends, let's pause here real quick, and then I'll try to get to an area where there's enemies so we can show you guys some combat. Alright guys, we've got to where some enemies are. Now here's another cool thing too, is there's actually tools you can find, like this metal detector, and you want to follow it when it'll alert you, and you want to find, but the higher it gets, the closer you're getting to where the secret is. And then you use that and dig, and that's where you can find secret stuff. Like I just found a secret cache here, and it's got just a poison bomb in it. So that's really cool. There's also a signal redirector, which you can use to redirect power to unlock doors or turn turrets off or stuff. Really cool. So that's something you have to work as a quest, though, to unlock. And there's multiple ways to get the tool, so it's not only just one way. Like, you can get this metal detector by finding it. One of them, you can find it on a dead guy. Another one you can do it is like I found it with a merchant had one, and I traded him for it. So that was cool. Then there's also this torchlight, which is a flashlight, which you can use to light up dark areas. And that's where you're able to find high things. Okay, so here's some enemies here. So let's load up my automatic assault rifle. So you gotta equip it. So there's only so much ammo in the game, obviously. So ammo is kind of scarce, but it's not as scarce as you would think it is. So now here's some outlaws. So this is a rogue group of people that will attack you if you get too close. But you can see here's a little warning sign where it's yellow. They might warn you.
Let's have no strife.
See, they're not immediately hostile, which is nice. So if you're not in an area that's theirs, that's like an off-limits area, you don't have to worry about it. But I want to show you guys some combat, so we'll engage them. Ooh. You can see, just look how much damage I took. We gotta get behind cover here and heal real quick. We'll use one of these bandages. Try to use a grenade on them. So you gotta watch, some enemies will have guns, but some of them will have melee weapons. And the ones with melee weapons are a lot easier to fight. Nice! Got 3 of them. Nice, there we go. So definitely pays to be equipped, because sometimes they're in big groups here, like this was a group of 5 of them. Now what's really cool is after you dispatch them, now you can loot their bodies. A lot of times they'll have useful ammo. Ooh, Lee number 4 Rusty, so you can take one of their guns with them. So I like to kill a lot of these outlaws, loot their bodies, take their guns, and then you have another one weapon you can use. So I got this sniper rifle here, but then I'll use it with, when you get 2 of the same weapon, then you can combine them together to upgrade them to the next level. And then you gotta, so if you want to get like the best pistol here, you're gonna need a total of, like, let's see, you need 2, so you're gonna need 4 of them, and then 2 of them will then get you like a pristine one. Like I have this pristine pistol here. And so it's great to loot them for their bodies. Now enemies will respawn, like outlaws and stuff will respawn. Soldiers and stuff, they'll all respawn as well over time. So you do have to be aware of that. There's also these feral creatures that are people that have become super infected. And so they kind of remind me of like the feral ghouls from the Fallout series, which I can show you guys that real quick. There's also robots in the game as well, and they're one of the most difficult enemies to take out. But you can actually injure them to where they'll eject a battery core, because these barred batteries here, atomic batteries, are used to power machines and robots. So if you damage the robot enough, it'll say venting its battery, and you have like 30 seconds to run behind them and pull the battery out, and then they just will sit there. They'll be stuck. They can't move or anything because they have no power. And the great thing is, if you don't destroy them, they won't respawn. Because if you do shoot them and destroy their the robot, eventually it'll respawn. But if you leave them just sitting there without their battery in their back, they don't respawn, which is great. So I'll show you guys the ferals here. And the shotgun does really good damage against them. And you can hear them because they're making you can hear them growling. Molotovs do a real good thing to them. Oh damn, there's a whole bunch. There's 2 of them now coming. Yeah, watch out, because they can infect you with the infection they have. So they really do remind me of ghouls and sound like ghouls. They're just infected humans that have gone feral, and so they call them ferals. But they really do remind me of the ghouls from like Fallout. So I just wanted to show you guys some of the combat and stuff. Just got a couple other things I'll show you guys here real quick. So let's just pause it and we'll get to that. Alright guys, and this is just something really weird I found. There's these little collectible gnomes you have to find. There's actually an achievement for breaking 10 of them, and when you punch them, they actually make a noise. They scream something, they go, no! So we'll have to see what this one makes noise when I punch it. Oop, get closer. See, he says, oh no. I just thought that was kind of a weird, odd thing that they put in the game, is finding these little gnomes. And there's one other thing I want to show you guys, was just the robots. Oh, look, there's a random note. So we'll pause again real quick and I'll show you guys the robots. Alright, now I'll show you guys one of the robots that they have. There's two kinds. They do have a little bit different appearance. But there's ones like these robots, where they have a big machine gun on their arm. And then there's also other ones that have flamethrowers that they can use to cook you with. So these ones, when you want to damage them, you want to like aim for their head. They're real vulnerable there. And then they're back there. You can see the battery there. When they get damaged, they'll kneel down and that battery will be popped out, and that's where you can take it out of them and be able to use that atomic battery. It's a way to source those. You can also put it back in them. There's an achievement for doing that called Batteries Not Included, but it then makes them hostile again. So there is that. We'll just show you guys real quick what a damaged one looks like. Real quick, I do want to show you guys these pneumatic dispatch tubes. Are in certain underground areas. You can access it, and this is where you have storage. You can hold up to 100 items. You can see I've filled it up with all kinds of stuff. You'll definitely fill it up quickly in the game as you find things. You'll dump them in here. But it's a great place for storage and stuff, and then when you want to use it for bartering. Health here. So I just wanted to show you guys that too real quick. And the final thing I'll talk about, if you guys can see, it says trespassing. So even though I'm friendly with these soldiers, if they spot me here, they will shoot you on sight. So if you're in anywhere that says trespassing, no matter if you're allied with that faction or not, they will immediately become hostile towards you. So it's overall just a really fun game. I definitely think you guys should check out Atomfall. I'm having a blast with it, and I think you guys will enjoy it as well. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that look at Atomfall. I had a lot of fun with this game. I did beat it and unlock all 6 endings for the game. I have a master save file that I created, which I recommend you guys do as well. You know, only progress the story so far so that you can see all the endings without having to redo the entire game from the very beginning. So it does take a little bit of work, but you just have to realize only push a certain person's quest to a certain point, and you'll know the point of no return after that. I have that master save file, and then I load that up and I can see everybody's save file. It took me a little over 35 hours to see all 6 endings, and from that save file, it's about 2 hours of stuff you have to do to see the ending. And I have a save file now set up for each of the endings, so if I want to rewatch them, all I have to do is load that save file. I can see that ending, and then I have that master save file still saved on there because I'm looking forward to the DLC that's supposed to be released later this year, as I would like to see what that's going to be all about. I don't know if it's going to be one of those DLCs that are completely separate from the main game and you play it on its own, or if it takes place during the main story. So I wouldn't want to have to reload the whole game over just to get to where the DLC is. I can load that master save file and then play and experience the DLC. But this has definitely been an amazing game for me. Really glad that I beat it, and it is definitely a contender for me personally as my favorite game and my game of the year for 2025. Highly recommend Atomfall, guys. You definitely should check it out. Don't rush through it when you play it, though. Take your time and enjoy it, because there is an achievement to beat the game in under 5 hours, but that's something you want to do after you played and know what to do. Like, I could go now and reload the game. I played it so much that I would know what to do to unlock the campaign, the main story, get through it real fast to get that for under 5 hours. But it's not something I would shoot for in your first playthrough. Take your time and enjoy the game, because it has a wonderful story and you'll really enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it. Now I've got one other game to play, and I want to play something a little different from Atomfall, and it's a much shorter game, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Now, I've had this in my collection for a while. It was released on all the different platforms, physically and digitally. And I did play this a little bit when I first bought it, but I never actually played through it very long and beat it. It took me a little over 2 hours to beat this game, and there's like 16 levels total for you to go through. And what's cool is this is actually a direct sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. This is A continuation of that story has a similar art style. The title card before every level is similar to Turtles in Time. Has some of the original voice actors from the shows and the games. There's also some new ones. There's awesome music in it. The visuals look good. There's 11 playable characters too, so one of the largest in a Turtles beat 'em up game that I've ever played before, which is really cool. So you have the 4 Turtles, you have Splinter, you have April O'Neil, which that's the first time I've ever played a game with April. You also have Casey Jones you can unlock, and then there's the 4 additional DLC characters. If you buy the DLC, you can play as them as well, which is really cool. They have a story mode, arcade mode and stuff, things to collect. Just a very enjoyable experience. I'll read you from the back. It says, Cowabunga. When the dim-witted duo Bebop and Rocksteady assault Channel 6 and steal super gnarly devices, the Turtles know something sketchy is afoot. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge brings us a total Turtles takedown as the half-show heroes battle across Turtles locations to put an end to Shredder and Krang's latest twisted scheme. Gnarly game design takes you back to the 80s, radical new story mode, play with iconic Turtle characters and vehicles, old school gameplay enhanced with super fresh mechanics, beautiful full color pixel art graphics, and up to 6 players online. So that's what's cool too. You can also do it locally, as you can play 6-player co-op in the story mode, arcade mode and stuff, which is definitely something I think would be really enjoyable. I just played it by myself and beat it and had a lot of fun with it, but I would love to play it with some friends here again. So let's check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Hey guys, today we're checking out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Let's kick some down.
Now this is a cool sequel to Turtles in Time, so it is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, a continuation of the story from the old classic Turtle games, and it takes place in the same world as the 80s Turtles cartoon. So you have April, Splinter, the 4 Turtles, Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady. You even have the Punk Frogs and the Neutrinos. You've got Irma, you got Vern and Burn, and you got all the classic characters from the show in here, as well as several different enemies and ones that are for former games and stuff. It's really cool. You have a story mode, you have arcade mode. There's also the survival mode, which you can get, which is DLC, and it adds additional 4 new characters to play as, which is cool. So I've been playing the story mode, so let's check that out. And then here is where you can choose your character to play as. So we got Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, April O'Neil, Splinter, and I just unlocked Casey Jones. There's also Usagi Yojimbo, there's Karai, Mondo Gecko, and Mona Lisa, but those are all the DLC characters. Since I don't have the DLC unlocked, I can't play as them, but I do plan to buy because it's only $8. But what's cool too is as you play through the game, you actually can level your turtles up and they get stronger. So I have Mikey at level 10 and I have Raphael at level 3. I decided I wanted to start playing through again as Casey Jones now, and I got him level 1. Now what's also cool too is you can adjust the different palettes, so you can even make it look like from the Game Boy game, from different games and stuff, so I got this look to them. So all of the turtles and all the characters you play as have different looks and different palette swaps you can do with them, which I think is cool. Then you have this overall little map for you where it shows you all the different levels, like there's the final level 16 there. What's cool too is they eventually do go into Dimension X, so which is cool. Like there's the neutrinos up there, there's the Technodrome. So I just really like this cool overworld for the game's story, and as you play through, you'll unlock additional paths for you to go through, which is cool. And here's all around New York City, which is really cool. Kind of reminds me of the overview map from the original Turtles game on the NES, which I'm pretty sure that's what they were inspired by. And so every level takes you like anywhere from like 4 to 7, 8 minutes. Really depends on how good your skills are. But I'm just going to show you guys the very first level and see how it plays. But it plays amazing.
Breaking news.
And see, the title cards remind me just like it did in Turtles in Time, where they had the silhouette of what the boss is. There's also challenges in every level for you to unlock. Like, defeat 15 foot soldiers using combo finishers, defeat 4 foot soldiers using traps, Finish the level unharmed, which is extremely hard to do. There's also a cool move list, which teaches you different moves. So it's not just simply walk and punch and attack like old arcade beat-em-ups. There's actually several moves for you to do. Combos, different kind of attacks. You can grab enemies and throw them at the screen like you did in Turtles in Time. Look at this. There's just a ton of different attacks for you to unlock, which I think is really cool. So there's a lot more to it than just a simple beat-em-up game. And you can play with 6 players too, which is pretty cool. That's the first ever for a Turtles beat-em-up game. You can actually have 6 players play with you, which I think is awesome. And there's a variety of enemies too. As you play through, you'll eventually get to the Krang Stone Soldiers. You'll fight the Triceratons. All kinds of the classic enemies and villains from the 80s show are here. So it's really cool, all the stuff they included, a variety of foot soldiers as well, Mousers, Baxter, like, it's just cool, everybody that's in this game. Oh, there's Bebop. And then I like, too, that there's a different palette swap of the different foot soldiers, and they have some different abilities with them as well. And you can fill a meter up there, and you can unleash a super attack. Oh, look, they're playing little Game Boys. There's cool little touches and little Easter eggs like that in the game as well. There, I threw him to the screen, which is pretty cool. And so you have a point total up there. Every time you defeat enemies, you unlock points, as well as if you find secrets and complete challenges, you'll unlock more points as well to level up your character. And so the max level for everyone is level 10. And so I want to go through eventually and level all the characters up to level 10 because there's an achievement for it. And it'd be fun just to play through the story more than once because I beat the classic Turtle arcade game and the Turtles in Time like hundreds of times over the years. So this is definitely another one of those I can see myself beating multiple times. And also every character has their own ending too, which is cool. And so all the characters have a different super move they can unlock. And there's also, just like in the other games, you can find pizzas to heal yourself. But there's also a power pizza that you can hit, which will allow you to do a super move that's unblockable. And then also other things for you to unlock as well. I did hear some of them talking about releasing another game similar to like this here in the future, which would be really cool. And I know there's also some other Turtle RPG that's coming out again here. I believe later this year as well, so it's really cool to get some cool new Turtle games. As I'm a huge fan of the 80s Turtles, and I really love this game, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. Alright, we're at our first boss battle against Bebop. And it's got a cool little remix of the classic enemy battle music from the Turtles in Time on here too, which I think is cool. Great little touch. And then just like in the other Turtle arcades, they have the little meter below them, you know, their health bar, and then they start flashing red when they get damaged. Now, Casey Jones definitely does way more damage than the other characters in the game. He's a little reward for when you beat it. So, it took me a little under 5 minutes to beat the first level. So that's about the time for each level, you can see. And there's 16 total. And then there's little cutscenes after you beat a level. So just wanted to give you guys a little look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. A really fun arcade beat 'em up that I highly recommend you guys pick up and add to your collection. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I had a lot of fun with beating it. I got all the secrets in the story mode. And there is DLC that I need to buy for $8. It'll give you the additional 4 characters to play as well as a new game mode and stuff, and new story stuff to go through. But I definitely recommend it. It's a really fun game. You can get it physically, you can get it digitally, it's on everything. And it's just one of those pick up and play games. You can play with a couple buddies and, you know, you can beat it in a couple hours. Have your fun, just like you did the classic Turtle arcade games that I highly recommend it. Little recap, guys. You know, we talked about Atom Fall, a wonderful first-person survival RPG. Highly recommend it. There's 6 different endings for you to get, as well as DLC planned for it. If you love games that play kind of like Fallout, I recommend it. It's very amazing and definitely a contender for me for my game of the year for 2025. And then we also talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, an awesome sequel to Turtles in Time. So on the arcade beat 'em up with up to 6 players. It's all kinds of, there's 11 different characters with the DLC that you can play as. And it's a really fun game that I highly recommend. So let me know your guys' thoughts if you guys played either of these games. Let me know what you guys have been playing lately, and if you have a recommendation on a game you think I might enjoy, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play and experience. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see you next time.